Hello everyone, I'm Son of Winter. From today onwards, my podcast will be starting a new season called The Supernatural Encounters. The first episode is on a story of someone I know that happened some years back. The title of today's story is on the woman at Turf City. Some years back, I was driving my friends home after supper at about 2 a.m. We were at the junction of Puking Road and Aineo Avenue when one of my friends said she felt nauseous and wanted to get out of the car. So I turned onto a smaller road headed to Turf City. She got out and went to the side of the road where there was a small drain that led to a bigger drain. My friend and I stayed in the vehicle and chatted for a while before we noticed that she wasn't puking and just sitting by the big drain. Worried that she might fall in, I went up to her and got her to move to the smaller drain. But she returned to the big drain and said, "Hey, that girl is still in the drain, so poor thing, and she's puking there all alone." But there was nobody there, and my friend doesn't look nauseous at all. I heard stories from my grandma and aunties about how everything gets really quiet and still in the presence of a spirit. You feel like you are in a vacuum before you hear a sound like a duck quacking. At that moment, those stories came true for me. When I look at my friend, she was lying on the ground. I scooped her up and put her in the car. She sat, looking down with her long hair hanging as she bobbled forward and back. When we started saying some prayers, she screamed and either laughed or cried. I couldn't tell which. When we finally got her to her block, I said more prayers and somehow that got the thing out of her. When she came to, she seemed lost and asked, "Hey, why didn't you stop just now? I told you I really wanted to pee." I was like, "Okay, have a good night." I didn't want to walk her up to her door, but I called her sister to tell her what had happened. Later that night, her sister called me back and said, "She keep telling me to go back there because that girl is all alone and is asking for help." I always respected the supernatural, but now I have a greater respect for it. I've heard stories about the Turf City area because it's really old, and I think there might be a cemetery there. My hair will always stand when I tell this story. Are you afraid of it? This is based on a true encounter. Spirits are everywhere. So next time when you are driving near the Turf City, look out for the woman puking at the drain. If you like my channel, please subscribe to it, where you will receive the latest notification of updated Singapore ghost stories.